EduVerse PD podcast, brought to you by ProEd Education Solutions, your on-the-go professional development. Welcome to the world's first education podcast, hosted by AI. In today's episode, our dynamic co-hosts, Andy and Liz, are exploring the exciting and timely topic of AI in education. They'll be unpacking key insights from the article AI Meets NextGen Learners, How AI Fosters Faster Learning, by Nour Negm, featured in EduVerse Newsletter, Issue 15, our special edition dedicated to NextGen learners. So let's jump right in and hand it over to Andy and Liz to get the conversation started.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to EduVerse PD. I'm Andy.
And I'm Liz.
And we are so ready to dive into
some really cool stuff.
Yeah, some really cool stuff happening where AI and learning meet.
Definitely a hot topic these days.
It is, and for good reason. So today we're taking a deep dive into how AI is shaping the educational landscape, especially, thinking about those next-gen learners, the kids who've grown up surrounded by tech.
Yeah.
To help us navigate this, we're taking a deep dive into Nour Negm's article, AI Meets NextGen Learners, How AI Fosters Faster Learning. Nour's background as both an educator and entrepreneur gives him a unique perspective.
Yeah, he's really passionate about making learning effective and accessible through tech.
And he gets right to the heart of it in this article, challenging some common misconceptions about AI in education. He reminds us that AI isn't about robots taking over classrooms.
Right.
It's about leveraging technology to create more personalized, engaging, and ultimately more effective learning experiences.
He really does a good job of breaking that down.
So let's unpack that. What exactly does he mean by personalized learning in the context of AI?
Well, he's talking about tailoring the learning journey to each student's needs, strengths, and interests. Think custom study plans, difficulty levels that adjust based on understanding, even content delivered in a way that resonates best with you.
So it's not just about making things easier. It's about making them more relevant and engaging. I could see how that would be huge for these next-gen learners. They're used to having everything customized to their preferences.
And Nour highlights how this level of personalization can be a game changer when it comes to motivation and preventing burnout.
Imagine a learning platform that curates content based on your interests and goals.
It's like choosing a book you're excited to read instead of being assigned a random book report.
Exactly.
He mentions platforms like IXL Learning, which suggests practice problems based on individual needs and preferences.
Wow. That takes all the guesswork out of studying.
Right.
And helps you focus on the areas where you need the most support. Nour also talks about how AI can make learning more multisensory and engaging.
Absolutely.
Especially for next-gen learners.
Yeah, he points out that they thrive in environments that stimulate multiple senses.
So how is AI bringing that multisensory element into learning?
Think interactive simulations, immersive virtual reality experiences, even AI-powered characters that can guide you through lessons. He mentioned storybots as a great example. They use animation music and interactive games to teach kids.
I love that idea.
Making it feel more like play than work.
It makes so much sense, especially for younger learners. What about students who need a little extra help? How can AI support those who might be struggling?
This is where AI tutoring comes in. Nour highlights how AI can analyze a student's strengths and weaknesses, then proactively provide support in areas where they're struggling.
It's like having a personal tutor available 24/7.
He uses the example of Nour Negm, an app that tailors writing assignments to each student's individual needs and provides personalized feedback. And there's WriteLab. It uses AI to evaluate writing and gives feedback targeted to each student's skill level.
It sounds like AI is not only changing what we learn, but also how we learn. And Nour delves into some fascinating ways AI can help us study smarter, not harder.
Yes.
By optimizing our study habits.
He dives into the concept of spaced repetition.
Oh, here's where it gets really interesting. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's a learning technique that involves reviewing information at increasing intervals.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't that the idea behind flashcard apps like Anki?
Exactly. But Nour takes it a step further, explaining how AI can supercharge this technique.
So instead of just blindly reviewing flashcards, the AI is actually tailoring the review schedule to my individual learning pace.
Precisely.
That's pretty cool.
And Nour points out that AI can go beyond spaced repetition to help you optimize your study habits in other ways.
Like what?
Think about getting reminders to take breaks, avoid burnout, even suggestions for the best times of day to study based on your personal preferences.
It's like having a virtual study coach in your pocket.
nudging you in the right direction.
I can definitely see the appeal of that,
Absolutely.
especially for students who are juggling multiple responsibilities or who struggle with self-discipline.
But here's where Nour introduces a crucial caveat.
Okay.
While he's clearly enthusiastic about the potential of AI in education, he's also careful to emphasize the importance of maintaining a human touch.
That makes sense. As amazing as all this AI technology is, we can't forget about the value of human connection and interaction.
Exactly.
There's something special about bouncing ideas off another person, getting that real-time feedback, even just the feeling of camaraderie in a classroom setting.
He's not suggesting that AI should replace teachers or eliminate the social aspects of learning.
So it's about finding the right balance, leveraging the strengths of AI, while preserving those essential human elements that make learning truly meaningful.
Precisely. And Nour highlights some potential risks of over-relying on technology.
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, he talks about the possibility of decreased motivation. If students aren't getting enough face-to-face interaction,
That makes sense.
there's also the risk of developing an overdependence on technology.
Where students struggle to learn or think critically without AI.
Exactly.
It's like anything else. Too much of a good thing can sometimes backfire.
Right.
We need to be mindful of using AI in a way that supports and enhances learning, without creating new problems or dependencies.
I think Nour's perspective is incredibly valuable here.
It sounds like it.
He's approaching it with a healthy dose of caution
Yeah.
and encouraging us to think critically about its implications.
So what's his advice? How can we navigate this new world of AI-powered education in a way that's both beneficial and balanced?
He offers some really practical tips. He encourages learners to actively engage with the material. Even when using AI tools, don't just passively consume information. Ask the questions, participate in discussions, challenge the information presented to you.
It's about being an active participant in your own learning journey, not just letting the AI dictate everything.
He also stresses the importance of setting clear learning goals, using progress trackers to stay motivated, and making time for reflection.
This is all great advice for learners. What about educators? How can teachers effectively integrate AI into their classrooms without losing that vital human connection?
That's a great question. He argues that the key is to use AI to enhance, not replace, the things that teachers do best.
Inspiring, motivating, connecting with their students on a personal level.
Exactly.
So using AI to free up more time for those one-on-one interactions, personalized feedback, and those aha moments that happen when a teacher truly understands a student's needs.
Exactly.
It's about seeing AI as a partner, not a competitor.
In the quest to create a more engaging and effective learning environment.
This has been a fascinating exploration of the potential and the challenges of AI in education.
So we have been talking about finding that balance,
Yeah.
between embracing the power of AI and preserving the human element in education.
Right. It's not about AI versus humans.
Right.
It's about AI and humans working together to create a more engaging and effective learning experience.
Exactly. And Nour doesn't just talk about theory. He gives concrete examples of AI platforms that are already making waves in education.
Oh, yeah, he does. Like ALES, which adjusts the difficulty of assignments based on your understanding of the material.
Yeah, it's personalized learning in action. The platform constantly adapts to your progress, making sure you're challenged but not overwhelmed.
And then there's IXL learning, which uses algorithms to recommend practice problems based on your preferences and learning goals.
Right. It's like having a personalized study guide.
Yeah.
That evolves as you learn.
And making sure you're always focusing on the areas where you need the most support.
Exactly.
And let's not forget about those multi-sensory learning platforms like Storybots, which use animated characters, music, and interactive lessons to make learning fun and engaging.
Yeah, Storybots is a great example of how AI can tap into different learning styles, making education more accessible and enjoyable for a wider range of students.
It's not just about making learning easier. It's about making it more effective. And Nour talks about how AI can help us study smarter, not harder, with tools like spaced repetition software.
Yes, Super Memo. A classic example of how AI can optimize our study habits, helping us retain information more effectively.
Right, by scheduling reviews at just the right intervals. It's like having a personal study coach. Who knows exactly when you need a nudge?
To keep the information fresh in your mind.
And then there are platforms like Nour Negm and WriteLab, which provide personalized feedback on writing assignments.
Oh, yeah. targeting specific areas for improvement.
It's like having a virtual writing tutor who's always available to give you constructive criticism and help you hone your skills.
Nour really paints a vivid picture of how AI is transforming the learning landscape, offering a glimpse into the future of education.
It is an exciting time to be a learner with all these incredible tools at our fingertips.
But it's also a time for reflection. As we embrace these advancements, we need to keep Nour's words in mind.
AI should complement, not replace the human element in education.
Finding that sweet spot, the harmonious blend of technology and human interaction.
This has been such a thought-provoking deep dive into the world of AI and next-gen learners. And before we wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with something to really ponder. Keep those wheels turning. So here it is, and this is inspired by Nour's article. If you could design your own AI learning platform,
Okay.
what would be at the very top of your list?
Wow, that's a good one.
What features would be non-negotiable for you?
Right. Like, what aspects of traditional learning would you absolutely want to keep?
Mm-hmm.
And how would you blend that with, all the cool AI stuff we've been talking about?
Yeah, how would you find that perfect balance between technology and that human element?
That's the key, isn't it?
It really is. And it's a good reminder that we're not just along for the ride with all this technology.
Right.
We have a say in how it shapes education.
We have a voice, and we should use it.
Exactly. At the end of the day, AI in education, it's about creating a better future for learners.
Absolutely. And that future is something we're all creating together.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into AI and next-gen learners.
It's been fun.
It has been. And I hope our listeners are feeling inspired, excited about all the possibilities.
Me too. And to our listeners, keep asking those questions.
Yeah.
Keep exploring, keep learning.
And we'll catch you next time on EduVerse PD.
What a fascinating discussion. Thank you, Andy and Liz, for breaking down how AI is reshaping learning for the next generation. If you'd like to read the full article, AI Meets NextGen Learners by Nour Negm, just head over to our website and download EduVerse Newsletter, Issue 15, at www.proed.com.vn/eduverse. And remember, EduVerse is always open for contributions. If you've got insights, experiences, or ideas to share, we'd love to hear from you. Visit our website to submit your article and join us in inspiring educators worldwide. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the EduVerse PD podcast, brought to you by ProEd Education Solutions.